before we head in for our next short, why don't you grab a cup of punch? It's really good.
Ooh. I love you, man. Do you know why the floor is spinning?
Let go of my leg.
Zeppo, what's in the punch?
Kool-Aid and 7-Up.
How old was the 7-Up? You're a pretty kitty.
Get off of me! And now on to our next short.
The question.
Just got it.
How old was the Kool-Aid? Does the kitty want a treat?
Food for thought.
Yeah. That's not an answer.
Anything currently airing on the Food Network. I'll do most anything you ask me to. I'll even bring the pot of gold from the rainbow and bring it.
Are we allowed to show Disney shorts?
This isn't a Disney short.
Somebody need the credits to do a lovely sweater.
Art more.
No, art less. Boo!
Herman Boxer, wasn't that a Monsters episode?
Hyman, you're gonna be a boxer. Downtown Pleasantville.
How much time each day do Mrs. America and her daughter Miss America spend in their kitchen?
None, they're at a
Hour?
pageant.
3 hours? Maybe longer?
That depends on what we're having.
Ah,
and how the
Mrs.
cooking is
Narrator.
done.
I see. Well, let's have a look inside a few kitchens. Pardon me, madam. Don't look now, but your pot is boiling over.
I don't feel well.
I regret nothing.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I overcooked my lingerie.
Poor woman. I know how she feels. Worn out after
Angela
hours of
Lansbury.
cooking, dinner delayed, maybe ruined. And that awful mess to clean up.
My bosom
I
shudders
can
just thinking
sympathize
about
with
it.
her, because that's pretty much the way things used to be at our house. In what I now think of as the dark ages of housekeeping.
Cleaning pots with a mace was
And
no
not so very
picnic.
long ago at that. When Monday was always wash day, the weekly day of doom.
See, I was in prison
Blue
back
Monday
then.
over.
Oh, soap in my eye, soap in my eye.
When we had one of those old-fashioned ice boxes. And oh, those fiendish drip pans.
Those wonderful fiendish drip
And worst of all,
pans.
when cooking for the family meant hours in a hot, smelly kitchen with a regiment of pots and pans to look after.
10 hut,
It didn't
you need
happen
seasoning,
every day,
soldier.
thank heaven, but there were certain days when things were just too much for me. And I had to have help from Carol, my daughter.
This isn't her, I don't know who it is.
Got out of school right up to dinner time. She didn't like it much, and who can blame her, poor dear?
Sugar cookies for dinner?
And that telephone. I mean, right in the middle of things.
Disney residence, Peter
Sammy,
speaking.
my 10-year-old, tried to be helpful on such days.
Oh yeah,
Running
Mom
errands
thinks
and
you're a real
answering the
witch with a
phone.
capital. Hey.
Oh, that phone.
My only respite.
Those last-minute calls from my husband. He was bringing company home for dinner.
And they always take
Don't
so
go
long
any
to
extra
cook.
trouble, dear. Just throw a few things together and set an extra plate or two, that's all. That's all, says he,
Screw you, says I.
with not enough time to get everything ready. The children and I felt like these scenes look. But somehow, don't ask me how, we
Surge!
usually managed to get a meal cooked and on the table.
Yum, cabbage pudding. And then she just lets them fill up on bread.
How it ever tasted, I never knew.
I wasn't dumb
My
enough to eat
appetite was
it.
gone long before we ever sat down with our guests. I only hope they enjoyed it.
It was their last
And
meal.
those were the good old days. Ooh, I shudder to think of them. But through the years, there were changes.
Takeout was invented.
Bless those wonderful people who invent things.
I think they're called plumbers.
Today, we Bartletts are strictly modern.
Behold our all digital
My cooking is now
cookware.
done in the modern manner. by pressure cooker. In minutes instead of hours. Oh, Carol still helps around the kitchen from time to time.
She must earn
but
her
it's because
keep
she
after
likes
all.
to, not so much because I have to have her.
Yum, varnished
Nowadays,
lungs.
dinner at home is never a problem. Company or no company. Even at last-minute notice.
Little bit of deadly nightshade for color.
How did you happen to change over to this modern way of cooking?
How'd you get in
It
here?
didn't just happen. I hate to admit it, but if it had been left up to me...
McDonald's would know us by
Well,
name.
frankly, I was forced into it. Or rather, shamed into it by Carol. Bless her.
Last week she shamed
She
me
called
into
me
getting my
old-fashioned.
belly button pierced.
As out of date as a gay 90s bustle. With me hardly out of my 30s.
Did you buy it?
I didn't mean to be unkind to Mother.
The old
I mean
cow.
about calling her old-fashioned. But she did spend an awful lot of time in that kitchen. And I did too, helping. Frankly, I have better things to do with my time.
Like doing our taxes.
I got my big idea about a pressure cooker during a demonstration in my home economics class.
When
at
Susie
school.
Johnson smacked me with one.
Then I found out that Laura Miller's mother had been using pressure cookers for a long time. Laura is my girlfriend.
Wow, this is progressive.
Jack is her brother. A nice boy, if you like boys.
Which I don't, the pigs.
Mrs. Miller was very nice about showing me how to use a pressure cooker.
While we waited for the
and I
cops
got
to
to
show
be pretty
up.
good at it.
I did it! I can't believe I did it!
Seems Jack was interested in pressure cooking too. At least while I was around.
I didn't have the heart to tell him he didn't have a chance.
So I just twist like this and boom!
When I got to be really good, I tried to convert Dad. It wasn't easy, but I made him a proposition he couldn't afford to turn down.
Buy one or I'll ruin
My
us
idea was for him to
financially.
advance the money to buy a pressure cooker. After our first pressure-cooked meal, if he didn't think it was worth it,
He could cook his
he
own
could take
damn
50
dinner.
cents a week out of my allowance until he got his money back. It was a deal. And one fine day, I came home with our first pressure cooker.
And it promptly peed on the carpet.
A Presto Meat Master. Really the worst.
No, you do it like
And
this,
what
you
a view.
stupid...
Even Mother went goggly-eyed.
This bell doesn't work.
I wanted to cook the first meal, with Mother just helping. Like most elderly people, she had doubts.
Elderly people are
But she
old and
finally
stupid.
gave in. Mrs. Miller sent Jack over with one of their cookers.
Hands in the
so I
air,
could use it for my
Pilgrim.
vegetables. Jack wanted to hang around, but I knew he'd only get in the way, so I invited him to dinner and sent him on his way.
Stupid man thinking they can cook.
Why is there a waffle iron in their fridge?
Cook
For the frozen
comfort.
waffles.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
my role in my own kitchen that day. And Carol enjoyed every minute of
The
it.
sadistic
It
little...
was very important to her, and she took it pretty seriously. I had heard, of course, that pressure cooking saves lots of time. But there was something even more important.
Polishing the meat.
In her home economics class at school, Carol had learned that it preserves vitamins and other nutritional values.
Depending on the
Well,
polish.
if that was true, it meant better tasting and more nourishing meals for the family. And more free time for Carol. It would also mean escape from the old kitchen drudgery for me.
Why, freedom!
That was a lot to expect from a kitchen utensil. But that's what we were going to find out. And a lot depended on that first meal.
Look at all the lovely, healthy trans
It was a
fats.
test in more ways than one. To see if this new way of cooking would really do all the wonderful things Carol said it would.
Nope, you've been
While
had.
she worked, I watched closely and listened carefully as she explained things.
Now I am picking up the
Brown,
meat and putting
Sear
it
the
in...
meat thoroughly first before cooking. That seals in the meat juices.
As far as we know.
The meat, now thoroughly browned, was then ready for cooking.
To the microwave!
She used very little water.
And 2 pounds of
Only
butter.
enough to make steam and to be used as gravy later.
How much later, she didn't say.
Then she let me add the seasoning. Either she wasn't too sure of just how much to put in. She
Whoa.
was just being kind to her dear old out-of-date mother.
Who's still running Windows
In either case, I
95.
was humbly grateful. The cooker was now ready to be closed, and the heat turned up.
And with the little bell ring...
Come out fighting!
About 2
What?
minutes later, Carol checked to make sure there was a steady flow of steam. We then had 2 or 3 minutes before real cooking time started. Carol was feeling terribly efficient.
That we were a whole
So there was
5
no time
seconds ahead of
wasted in
schedule.
idleness. We got started on the salad.
Why are they making salad out of newspaper and a rubber ball?
3 white bands showing on the indicator stem mean the start of cooking time. So Carol turned the heat very low. Then she set the time according to recipe.
12
and what
seconds,
she calls
that
our
should do it.
family taste, meaning medium pot roast.
And the nice part about it is that we don't have to watch over it, or check it, or do anything to it.
It'll blow up all on its
Leave it
own.
alone for the
This is
full
a flashback.
cooking time.
Who's she talking
And
to?
since everything is locked in tight, there'll be no cooking odors getting out and circulating around the house.
Stinking up the joint.
What is the principle of pressure cooking and how does it work?
I guess a
In an
wash
open
pot
pan,
does boil.
Water heats only to boiling, or 212 degrees Fahrenheit.
Double,
and then
double
turns to
toil
steam,
and
which goes
trouble.
off into air.
Fire burn,
Cover
hey.
or close the pan, and the temperature rises quickly. This is the basic principle involved in pressure cooking. Here's how it works in a pressure cooker. Very quickly, the boiling point of 212 degrees is reached.
Yes.
The air is
on.
expelled through the vent pipe in the cover.
Yes.
Steady flow of steam that all the air has been expelled from the
Good
cooker.
riddance, the
This
hooligan.
is the time to put on the indicator weight. Once put on, the indicator weight is automatically clamped in place and cannot fall off.
You'd clamp too if you
The
had steam
temperature
going up
keeps
your watch
rising
yet.
rapidly, which is the reason cooking takes less time than in open pan cooking. The pressure inside the cooker forces the indicator stem upward. When the first white
Clean
band
like a
appears,
ninja.
as we see here, it indicates 5 pounds pressure, which is enough for fruit canning. 2 bands indicate 10 pounds, suitable for canning fish, meat, fowl, and soup.
Canned soup, what a
3
kidder.
bands showing indicate 15 pounds, which means cooking position for all normal cooking purposes. At this point, heat is turned down low. But what happens if the heat is not turned low and pressure rises over 15 pounds?
Kiss the neighborhood
The answer is
goodbye.
The indicator weight automatically adjusts itself to release the excess pressure.
Yeah, it sure looks steamed.
This
You
gives off a
booed me.
hissing sound and is a signal or reminder to turn the heat low. So,
As not to attract snakes.
this automatic release of excess pressure means that normally there is never more than 15 pounds pressure in the cooker. But what if the indicator weight fails to perform its release function?
You can enjoy
As a
scraping
result,
your
let us
dinner off
say,
the
of vent
ceiling.
pipe becoming clogged, which, although extremely unlikely, could conceivably happen if the cooker is overfull. This overpressure plug, which acts as an anti-vacuum device, would be forced out of the cover, thereby allowing the excess pressure to escape.
Death
This
ray!
plug,
Death
therefore, is
ray!
a secondary release or safety factor. But the chances of pressure rising high enough for that are negligible.
While the meat was cooking, we were free to get started on the vegetables. I was surprised to see Carol use only half a cup of water.
I was then surprised to see her
It was
put
a
the
joy to
vegetables
watch
in.
her. I was beginning to have a new respect for this daughter of mine.
Then she loaded it up with cloves of
The
garlic.
idea of cooking 3 different vegetables in the
Excuse
same
me,
cooker
pardon me.
at the same
Sorry,
time
ma'am.
rather
Oh, great. Who
startled
let him in
me. What
here?
about mixing
Oh,
up flavors?
hey guys. What are you
Carol
doing?
explained
We're watching
that
something
in pressure
function.
Cooking,
Really?
There can't be mixing of flavors
Oh,
or odors.
murder, she
because
wrote.
There's no air circulating inside
Are you sure
the
there was
cooker.
nothing in the
I was
punch?
still curious about the small amount of water she'd put into the cooker. Carol said that in ordinary open pan cooking, the kitchen sink is always the best nourished member of the family.
A waste of
That's
perfectly
because
good grapefruit
so much
juice.
water has to be used. The valuable vitamins and minerals get soaked out of the vegetables during cooking and are then poured down the drain.
Nourish the sewer rats.
About those 3 vegetables in one cooker, ordinarily I would use 3 different cooking utensils and 3 burners. And I would have to watch every one of them during cooking. Here was practically our
That's
whole
what the
dinner on the
postage stamp
stove.
wallpaper.
Meat
They think
and
they're
3
first
different
class.
vegetables, and only 2 cookers. I admit I was impressed.
Order up.
Cooking time was over for the vegetables. No hustle or bustle, no ragged nerves or aching muscles,
Hot,
no
hot, hot,
cooking
hot,
odors,
hot, hot, hot,
and the
hot, hot.
kitchen cool and comfortable. Before opening the vegetable cooker, Carol held it under running cold water for quick cooling.
In dragon
The 3
fire.
white bands had to sink out of sight before the indicator weight could be removed.
Or we blow our chili sky high!
Then the cooker was ready to be opened. Everything was going along smoothly.
Suddenly,
with me just
Bear!
standing by and Carol in full charge. And presto!
Chango, I'm
the
an
cooked
umpire.
vegetables, in all their natural garden fresh colors. But when cooking time is over for the meat, the best method is to turn off the heat and then allow slow cooling without the help of cold water on the cover. With no white band showing, the cooker is ready to be opened and the meat taken out. As though she'd been doing this sort of thing for years, my proud daughter showed me how to do it. Then she urged me to take the cover off. I hesitated. After all, I was a stranger here. But she was pretty determined, so I tried it.
And that one
And I
action
did it.
ruined
Quite
everything.
easily. Carol was delighted. Frankly, I was kind of pleased with myself, too.
I did it. I can't believe
And
I
then,
did it.
Lo and behold, the cooked meat. And such meat.
It was the meatiest
Looking
meat
just
I ever did
scrumptious.
meat.
And smelling were just heavenly. But we still couldn't be sure, because after all, the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
But you can't have your pudding unless you eat your meat!
And so to dinner. A big, fine-looking meal that took less than an hour to cook, from beginning to end.
Donald O'Connor!
Carol was a little worried. And frankly, so was I.
Would he taste the
So much
strychnine?
depended on what Mr. Bartlett said. We all waited for him to make the first taste test.
He took his sweet time because he loves to watch us squirm.
But as it turned out, we had nothing to worry about. Mr. Bartlett was sold.
To the lady in the blue shirt!
Well, I was sold even before I tasted a thing. But when I tried the meat, there was never a doubt left.
I was going
At least
vegan.
with a Presto cooker, my Carol had proved herself a fine cook. Sandy was his usual ravenous self, only more so that day. Carol had more than proved her point about pressure cooking, not only in the time and the work saved, but also on food taste and texture. This was really her day of triumph.
Why
and
is
we were
she
all
wearing a
proud of
hospital
her.
gown?
Her father just beamed and helped himself to more. As for me, well, I was almost weepy with pride and with something else that mothers feel on occasions like this.
Intestinal discomfort.
I found myself glancing over at her and saying to myself,
What a
my
wonderful
girl.
world. Yeah, it's trying to come back
well,
up.
that's all there is. There isn't any more. Or is there?
Yes, Mrs. Bartlett, there is.
Great, you're still here.
Most of the things that should be known about pressure cookers are summed up in several practical questions.
Will it
How
be
do you
easy for you
food?
to
What
handle?
is cooking?
With
Can
a
I
little
go home
practice,
now?
Just as easy as you saw Carol handle it. That's because the best and most modern pressure cookers are light in weight, simple in design, safe and easy to use.
Here is the
Will it
18-step
save me
locking
time
mechanism.
and cut down on my kitchen work?
That is one of its chief values. Pressure cooking cuts from 1/2 to 3/4 of ordinary cooking time.
You can
turning
burn it
hours
that
into
much
minutes.
faster.
Let's check into a few more examples of time and work saving taken at random from the pressure cooker recipe book.
Swedish billiard balls.
Boston baked beans, for instance, one of the foods requiring the longest cooking time.
These
8
beans are
hours
20 years
by
old and they're
ordinary
still not
cooking.
done yet.
40 minutes by pressure cooking.
Hey, look, canned bread.
Soup.
Or salad, fries or biscuits,
For
extra olives,
example,
donuts.
Up to 3 hours by ordinary cooking. 20 minutes by pressure cooking.
Ew, chunky suncast.
And here are some
Other
pressure-cooked
soups like
salads.
French onion soup and split pea, the same time or less.
It tastes strangely of gym socks.
Any and all meat dishes as much as 4 hours by ordinary cooking. From
glazed
5
fish
minutes
heads.
to seldom more than an hour by pressure cooker. For such dishes as beef stew, spare ribs,
Who's cooking spare ribs?
spaghetti and meatballs,
Jethro, why is Granny eating spaghetti in a business suit? Are you tired of flailing around like an idiot trying to eat spaghetti?
New England boiled dinner?
Also called bacon tartare.
Anyone else around here getting hungry?
Not really. I had a big lunch.
I could eat.
I'd like 2 hard-boiled
Vegetables,
eggs.
Up
Make
to
that
an
3.
hour by ordinary cooking. By pressure cooker, from 1 to 3 minutes for some vegetables.
1 to 3 days for
broccoli,
others.
Cauliflower, carrots, peas, and asparagus. From 3 to 8 minutes for vegetables like
Grapes
corn on
and
the
glazed
cob and
avocado.
onions. And from 10 to 15 minutes for other vegetables like whole carrots and large potatoes.
Long-eared
And so on down the
potatoes.
line for fish and seafoods, chicken,
Or whatever this is.
cooked cereals and baby foods,
Hand it over. I wet the chair.
desserts, and so forth. All cooked in 1/2 to 1/4 the ordinary cooking time.
Pressure-cooked ice cream, anyone? Don't just stand there letting all the cold out.
Most people know, of course, that pressure cookers are used for canning.
Ellis
It may be of
knows
interest
this.
to know that the United States Department of Agriculture recommends canning by pressure cooker as the only safe method for canning non-acid foods.
Will the pressure cooker improve my cooking and give my family better and tastier meals?
I'd like to answer that question.
Teacher's
To me,
pet.
that is the greatest value of all in the Presto cooker. Even more than the time and the work saved. I checked up with the supervisor of the home economics department of our high school and with the food editor of our local newspaper.
They both
Fox
told me to
News
shove
told
it.
me. I mean, about how pressure cooking preserves vitamins, especially vitamin C.
Now.
And other nutrients that are usually wasted in ordinary open-pan cooking. And they agreed that Carol was absolutely right. Oh, and another thing I found out by first-hand experience, and by asking my family and my friends, it is that pressure-cooked foods preserve and even improve food flavors.
So my
And the
cooking's
colors of
almost
food and
unbearable.
texture. And that's why pressure-cooked meals are so attractive to look at when served. With my family, I don't have to worry at all about tempting their appetites, including mine.
Shoe leather.
A question often asked by women, will it save me money?
That I can then spend
Yes,
on more
it will,
shoes I
to
don't
a
need.
surprising degree. Not only in fuel costs, since most of the cooking is done over very low
Man hand.
heat and in 1/2 to 1/4 the ordinary time.
That is a man's hand.
But also because you can use less expensive vegetables and cuts of meat at no sacrifice of taste, texture, or nutritional values.
Even this
custom
slab of
for
hardwood
pressure
can be
cooked
made a
is
meal.
tender goodness in a short time, and shrinkage is practically nil. Fundamentally, there is no more to pressure cooking than we have seen.
Is that
A simple
haggis?
procedure that is practically automatic in operation, with many cooking rewards for both the experienced cook and the new homemaker eager to please and willing to learn.
Oh, so it's a
But
side
this
quest.
important truth must be recognized. Pressure cooking is a new way of cooking, not just a quick method of cooking in the old way. Therefore, in order
I'm
to use
about
it
to
its
raise
best
your
and fullest
salary.
advantage, it does take some study and practice. Those of you who look forward to owning your first pressure cooker,
Get a
those of
life.
you who already own one but allow it to remain stored away in a closet or cupboard unused, must remember this.
I'm a
No
pretty
one can expect
pixie.
to become an expert at this new way of cooking in one easy lesson.
Without this handy instructional video.
No more than anyone can expect to become an expert at cake
Oh.
or pie baking in a single try.
I burnt my ice cream.
But pressure cooking requires no special skill or ability.
Even
For
a monkey
today's
could
best
do it.
Pressure cookers are designed and built to provide maximum values with minimum effort.
Peeping stagehand.
The simplest
Girls are fun.
and best
Why
guiding
have one?
principle is
One
this.
to be all
Follow
fun.
directions exactly as given in the Presto Cooker recipe book. And
Deviate
be
at
willing
your
to
own
adapt
risk.
recipes to the particular tastes of your own family. For the girl or woman who will take the time to follow directions, who will use a normal amount of common sense and a minimum of cooking imagination, a pressure
Can
cooker
burn
can become
anything.
the key to new and wonderful delights in time saving, elimination of kitchen drudgery, better nutrition, economy, and new thrills and delicacy of taste.
You're taking leave of your senses, child. He's gonna hurl. No! We need to send somebody in here to get him. Not it! Alright, Bosun Blockhead, snap out of it.
I can't. I'm drunk.
You are not drunk.
Yes, I am. I had 5 cups of punch.
There's nothing in the punch.
There isn't? Then what did I drink? Ugh!
I'm out. Out! Hi, Function.
Hi, Zeppo. Why are you tasting the floor?
I wasn't tasting the floor.
Then why is there suddenly a clean spot?
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Function? Why were you on the floor?
Flicker dropped me.
Why was Flicker holding you?
He was trying to convince me that I'm not drunk, but I still feel bad.
Why do you feel bad?
Well, the year's ending, but there's still so much stuff I wanted to do.
Well, maybe there's still time. What kind of stuff did you want to do?
There's a list. It's on the floor.
Let's see. You wanted to play bingo.
Uh-huh.
And dance.
Uh-huh.
And socialize.
Uh-huh.
And eat party food.
Uh-huh.
And sing karaoke.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Function?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You can do all that stuff here.
Again?
Yeah, it's a party. We've got all those activities set up.
I have a new lease on life! Look out, world! Here comes Function! Woo-hoo-hoo! Whoa.
At least he's got to start on socializing.